Hi, it's Nicola Bird here from the Floral Project. I just want to show you how to take dahlia cuttings. So if you have a dahlia like this, see this is Waltzing Matilda, and it's the first year that I've grown it, and I'd love to grow one in the garden and one also in some pots this year. So I'm going to show you how to take a cutting so that I've then got one plant becomes two. So all you need to start with is a dahlia. Now, when you plant your dahlias into pots, if you know you're going to want cuttings from them, just planting them so that their crown is above the surface of the soil. This has actually got a little bit too much soil in it because I didn't realise I was going to do cuttings this year. So if you have sown it, if you have planted it right up to the top, you can just tip some of the soil out from the surface so you can see where the tuber, where the plant meets the tuber, because that's going to be really key for this step. So you need your dahlia, you need some compost, peat-free compost preferably, mixed with some horticultural grit. So I've mixed that up and put that in here. I have a very sharp knife and I just have a bit of cardboard, so I'm going to do a little operation that I'll show you on the dahlia that I don't want to cut into the kitchen table. I'm doing this in the kitchen today just because it's really windy and blowy outside and I wanted you to be able to hear what I am saying. So first things first, we're going to look at the dahlia and we're going to see how many shoots it's got. Now your ideal dahlia to plant out in the garden will have anywhere between 3 to 5 shoots. If it has any more than that, there's just too much going on with the plant. It hasn't got enough energy in the tuber to send up through all of those different shoots, and the ventilation won't be great and it'll just be too crowded in there. So they need 3 to 5. So whatever happens, you're going to have to remove some of these stems because chances are you might get more than 3 to 5 anyway. So we might as well use them for cuttings. So as I look through here, I can see that I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's probably more going on underneath the surface that I can't see from here. So I'm going to use this to take a dahlia cutting. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to take one from just here. So you can see there where the stem is joining the tuber. So I've got a nice clear cut. I can see it clearly. I can see where it joins. I'm going to be able to do a good cut here. So I have my dahlia here. I have my sharp knife. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the dahlia and I'm going to try and take a bit of the tuber as I cut. Okay, so I'm going to slice off here, but I really want a tiny slice of the tuber as I do it. So gently, gently. So you can see a nice clean cut. I have a slice of the tiny bit of the tuber that's going to help with the rooting and show you what I'm going to do with it next. So let's move that out of the way. So this is unharmed. The mother plant is happy. She's got a bit more room to breathe. So to lay down here now. These leaves, when we start to cut them, they will all start to lose moisture through the leaves, through this process called transpiration that plants do. So we need to remove these leaves, these outer leaves, to leave it nice and kind of slender in the middle, if you like. So it's not going to lose all of its moisture. So I'm going to put it down here, and you could just pull these off, but I prefer to slice them just to make sure you get a nice clean cut. And I'm just going to slice around here, slice all these bottom leaves off very carefully because my knife is super sharp. All right, so we're now left with this. Now I'm going to slice these ones too. Let's take a look. So this is going to be fine. So I'm going to take this, and this is going to become my cutting. Now you can soak it in water for a little while. You can use cutting powder, rooting powder if you want to, but it's not necessary, to be honest. And I'm all up for trying to make it as simple as possible for you, so there's less stuff you need to buy. So all we're going to do is go in here. You can use a dibber, whatever you want to do, and you're making a hole in the corner of the compost here. And I'm just going to plant him in like this. And you want them up against the edge if you want, because it just promotes more branching of the roots, really, as the roots are growing down the side of the pot here. And so you want some really vigorous root growth. I'm going to water this. I'm going to keep it well watered. So I'm going to water it in the morning, a little bit in the evening. I don't have a heat mat. It's May as I record this. It's nice and warm outside. I'm just going to keep it well watered, and within a couple of weeks this should start to develop some roots. And there you go, I have another dahlia. This will, over the season, it will actually get to be the same size as this, would you believe it? And it will grow and develop its own tuber, which we can then take more cuttings from next year. So as you're growing your dahlias, you know, this is a great way to share with other people in your community, by able to share your dahlia tubers around and your cuttings around with your neighbours, with your community, all part of the spirit of sowing, growing and giving with the Floral Project. Hope that's been helpful. Let's go create some free dahlias.